mental health?
In between.
In between.
I struggle with a lot of depression, anxiety, things like that. I do struggle a little bit more than others. I have issues with, trying to push it out and not, what do you call it? Taking it on and confronting it. That's the word.
Understand. Okay.
All right. Your socks is off. How you feeling?
They can breathe.
They can breathe.
Yeah.
All right. Good. While you're squeezing them in, take that deep breath in. You make your toes loose. Breathe out. So there you go. Stretch your back as far as possible. We're gonna do that about 3 seconds here. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, and 3. It's gonna tickle you just a little bit.
Yeah.
It's gonna take us a little bit here.
Definitely different.
Definitely different. Okay. Wow.
While I was in there, and then I got out and I moved again back to my other grandma's house. So I have been through the ringer. I'm under 18. They upped my dosages or changed my medicine every 6 months.
Wow.
And all kinds of stuff like that. My grandparents did on my dad's side. My grandmother on my mom's side didn't think that I needed medicine, but because my other grandparents thought that it was best. My grandmother on my mom's side was sick at the time. She's the only person who's been in my life like fully supportively since I was born. Everybody else has just been in and out and left.
Right.
So I've been like I said, in and out of the mental hospital my whole life. At one point I stayed in a mental, it's called YOC. It's in Muncie. I lived there for 9 months. I went in at 16. I went in at 16. My grandpa committed suicide while he was in there.
Wow.
Or while I was in there. And then I got out and I moved again back to my other grandma's house. So I have been through the ringer. I've been diagnosed with depression, anxiety, reattachment disorder, ODD, which is over defiance disorder, but there's a fancier name for it. I have, what's it called? Give me a second. BPD. I'm manic, bipolar, and there's a few other ones I'd have to look back at my paperwork to know the actual terms for. All of this is diagnosed medically by a doctor.
Right.
So, all of that. I decided to take myself off the medication at 18 because, again, I didn't think it was helping and then also on top of that, I was bullied really badly in school. Everybody knows each other. Everybody. So me going in and out of that school to other schools, back to that school, like I was bullied extremely badly. People were like, no wonder your mom left you, no wonder your dad didn't want you. There was a Days' hate wall in the middle school bathroom at one point.
It's messed up.
There's like 300 things written on it just about me and everything. So I attempted suicide a lot as a child. I was in and out of Community North, and then like I said, the YOC Center, and then it got to the point, what my dad and grandparents would consider a bad kid, so I was in and out of juvenile a little bit as well, but a lot of it was just the mental health issues, and I didn't know how to control them. And so going through all of that, they tried to teach me, there's different ways to handle your depression and your anxiety and stuff, but nothing really helped. I had 3 counselors a week at one point, one that came to my school, one that came to my house, and one that I went to go see, and then my medication doctor, who isn't my pediatrician, that's just a mental health, what do you call it? Like the mental health meds doctor. And so all of that was just, it was a lot. And so it kind of affects my relationships in my everyday life now as a person.
I understand.
Yeah. I deal with the depression and the anxiety most every day. Like when I'm not taking care of my twins, I kind of sleep a lot to try to get away from the pain. And it's just, I don't want to feel it, so I try to sleep it away, which isn't healthy. Don't do that.
Right.
But it's just a type of coping mechanism I use. Sometimes, I'm into tattooing, so I work with doing stuff like that, drawing, coloring. I do try to, talk about it, because talking about it does help for all those who, keep things bottled inside. Don't do that. That's why I'm comfortably talking about it now.
Right. And
I did keep things bottled up for a long time, and I found out all it did was hurt me as a person. So, and then also recently, the uncle that I lived with when I was younger just came back into my life, and I found out that a bunch of really, really messed up stuff that him and my mom and their brother went through as a child and or did to each other and all of that. So that didn't help either, to find out how much more fucked up my family is on top of all of it, and the mental health issues. So dealing with all of that is just kind of a lot. I try to push it deep down, and I still try to figure out ways to, try to let it go, but it weighs on me. It's really hard as a person.
I understand.
so, what made you want to start? What made you want to start modeling? Well, tattooing. What made you want to start doing that?
I started drawing at a really young age, and I've always liked tattoos. I have a lot. I have a full sleeve. I have a side piece down my whole side from here to here.
Amazing.
I like tattoos. It's a form of relieving the pain. Actually, when I was younger, I used to cut because it released the pain that I felt inside.
Right.
Physically feeling that. So I went from cutting to getting tattooed because that's better, obviously. So then I decided to go ahead. I drew at a young age and everything. I was like, I'd like to get into this. I've always wanted to get into it, but didn't exactly have the money for all the tools. So about a year ago, I got the stuff and I started that. It's fun. It's enjoyable. It definitely is different tattooing a person than fake skin.
Right. That is true.
It takes my mind off of things too, and that helps.
That's good.
Putting my pain into artwork versus other things.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's just up. I respect that. See, I'm going to the top of the toe here. I'm just. By the way, this is self-care as well. Getting a foot massage. How did that feel, Laura? How did that feel?
Pretty good.
Okay, how much time do you got left? Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Close your eyes for me one more time here. Basically, I'm gonna touch using the tip of my fingers. Okay. 3. Let's go just a little bit here. So basically, this is a way to relieve stress from anybody. This is called Tickle therapy. And basically, a tickling sensation is supposed to bring joy up to the brain and take away that stress at the moment. See how I'm lightly just touching on her foot here? Just lightly. How does that feel when I do that?
Ticklish.
Yeah. Go just a little bit here. It's still ticklish a little here. Just a little bit.
It's that one spot.
And that one spot right there.